Hey friends, Jon Arnold from Covers here, looking ahead to Canada's last game at this FIFA World Cup in 2022. That's right, it's Canada against Morocco, 10 a.m. Eastern Time at the Al Thumama Stadium. As I mentioned, it's the last Canada game we'll talk about. No matter what happens in this match, no matter what happens in the other game in this group, Belgium-Croatia, that'll be going on simultaneously, Canada cannot advance. They won't get through, even if they get their first ever win at a men's World Cup. That's because the 4-1 loss to Croatia put a dent not only in their hopes, it made it impossible for them to go through. They did get their first goal ever with Alphonso Davies scoring. We had that one for you on cover, so hopefully you made a little money from that. But again, no matter what happens, Canada is out. The weaknesses we were a little afraid of got exposed in that game against Croatia. Thibaut Hutchinson, who at 39 has been a great story at this World Cup and has played well in cameos, had to play almost the whole game. And you wonder if, with Canada already eliminated, if manager John Herdman will play more young players than he had planned to. Maybe putting Dane Sinclair in goal, maybe starting Ismail Kone. The thing is, there's also a lot of key players who are already in the starting lineup who are quite young. Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David, Tejan Buchanan. These guys might continue to get World Cup experience and are among the youngest players at the tournament. For Morocco, it's a question about their approach as well, because a win or a draw would see them advance. I think playing for a draw is risky business, though. You just risk that one goal from the other team, and Canada's a team that can absolutely score quick in transition or change the game with one moment. That's why I think Walid Regragui is going to go for the win in this one. While the attack has been better and scored those 2 goals against Belgium, the base of the team is still at defense. There are some questions about goalkeeper. The Canadian-born Bono was a late scratch in the previous game. But the strength is definitely at the back. You look at the fact that this team hasn't allowed a goal yet this tournament, despite playing against a good attack in Belgium and a good attack in Croatia that was able to put 4 past Canada. That's why, even though I think that Morocco will go for the victory in this game, will look for all 3 points, and Canada will want to get something they can hang its hat on and look ahead to 2026 with, I still think this will end up being a relatively closed game, and I like the under 1.5 at plus 230, but I also like the straight up Morocco to win at plus 110. Yes, it'd be a great story if Canada could get that first ever men's World Cup victory. Yes, I think John Herdman and company will be aiming for that as the goal, but especially with the questions in midfield and some of the difficulties that Canada has had, even in the final third, though they were able to get an early goal against Croatia, I think the finishing has not been where it needs to be. Jonathan David could have a big bounce back game here, but I'm not necessarily expecting him to do it. I like Morocco at plus 110 to get the victory straight up, and under 1.5 at plus 230. A cagey one, a tight one, but one that ultimately the African squad wins and moves on. Maybe even wins this group. I think they might. Let's see if you can get a little action there as well. Plenty of tips on covers. This actually wraps up our group stage basically, but we're going to have previews of every single knockout game. If Morocco's in there, if Belgium's in there, if Croatia's in there, whatever it is, we're going to preview the entire quarterfinals, semifinals, round of 16, which is first. We're with you every step of the way on covers. We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.